Good morning, guys, and welcome to our first ever episode, Abundant by Nature. I'm Camelia Jaber.
And I'm Dunya Jabel, and today's episode, we're going to talk about the importance of being responsible for our own mental health.
We decided that our first ever episode on this show should definitely start with the mind and mindset and the importance of the mind and how this thing is magical and has the powers to create and do everything. And so it is our responsibility to direct it to where we want it to take us versus letting whatever influence is coming into us affect our life and our days. What I wanted to touch upon, I think the importance that I really want to hone in there for people, only because I recently learned this within the last 5 years of my life, that we really need to take control of what goes into our mind. So I'm very picky into the things I listen to what I watch, to the people I talk to everything that I submit my mind to. I'm very, very picky as to what goes in my mind. And I can promise you, it's made the biggest difference in my life. And that's why we wanted to start with mindset, because this guy has got the most power. And if you don't take hold, like I was saying, if you don't take hold and steer it, and steer this wheel, this car, then you're not gonna like the outcome. You're basically going for a drive without setting a path on the GPS, or having a direction that you want to go in. So when you set in your mind where you want to go, how you want to feel, that's another topic that we should discuss another time. You can dictate the experiences that you're going to have in your life because you are feeding your mind. Right? Have you noticed? I know you started this before me. Your journey started before mine.
Yeah, well, when you start being aware of your thoughts, like when you start catching yourself feeling bad or even feeling good, it's all about what you're focusing on, the thought that you're focusing on. We get over 60,000 thoughts a day, and it, if we're focusing most our attention on one of those thoughts, then we're just gonna feel tense. It's not gonna feel good unless it's a good feeling thought. Like if we're worried constantly, if we're always in a state of fear, then we're just bringing more anxiety and, you know, losing track of our path. Basically, we're just like standing in our own way and focusing on things that take us nowhere. And once we start focusing on what we do want, what's going good, what's happening in our life that we appreciate, then more of these things will happen. And like everything with health, it's not just what you're feeding your body, it's what you're feeding your mind.
Yeah. Also, that you place in your mind. So one thing that I'm still working on, I'm not very good at it, but I have a great imagination. That's not the problem. But putting the image of what I want
Hmm.
in my life, putting that image in my head already. So then my mind, it's like a tracking system. It's going to find those things that match that image that I implanted in my mind. I'm telling you, the mind is the most amazing thing. And I feel, I'm so glad that I finally came upon this and understood mindset and the power that we have within our own minds. I mean, think about it. Everything that was ever created here on earth before we started destructing and becoming greedy was created because we had a thought in our mind. It all starts here. So don't for a minute or a second think that you don't have the capability in your mind to create the life that you want, the feelings that you want to have. Life on earth could be your heaven on earth. It all depends on how you're steering this guy and how you're feeding it, what you're ingesting throughout the day, every day. It is a daily practice, right? You've noticed that as well.
Hmm.
It's a daily practice. Every day you have to wake up and decide, get the map set up from the start of your day, where you're going, today.
Yeah. So for me, basically, the last few years, I've been taking a lot of courses and studying and reading a lot about these things. And uh, we think a certain pattern of thoughts over our life, over our past, like childhood and stuff, and we carry it into our present, thinking from the past. And it's like we're supposed to keep changing the way we think and improving these thoughts, and especially in this time and what's happening in our world, like people are letting the worst thoughts come to their mind and like worrying so much about what's going to happen and the consequences and all these things and the future, rather than focusing on themselves and working more on themselves. Because in the end, we can't change what's happening in the world, we can only change what's happening inside of us. And if we're always reacting to these things, we're always going to be in a state of fear. Rather, if we respond by just being the best us we can be to ourselves, even, our life will start to change. It will start to get better. You will start to notice more better things around you than what you did before. And you start to appreciate this life that we have, that we're so blessed to be given, to be alive and thriving here. And no matter what kind of things are going in this world, it's all a reflection of our collective consciousness and all these things. And it all affects life. So we need to think about life as we want it to be, and we want to focus on all the good, because there is so much more good in this world than bad. And what we think about, we bring about. So we can always make it better. There's always a solution. And to all the people that are feeling down and sad and depressed and don't know what they're doing and what to do and alone and lonely, you're not alone. We're all in this together. We are all one. We are all here for each other, and we all go through emotions and feelings and crazy thoughts patterns. But we also need to know that it's a practice that we have to work on every single day. We have to make it our work to make ourselves feel better every day. And if we can't master our day, then we can't master our life. So we have to start somewhere to get somewhere.
Love it. Perfect. Yeah. To end today's episode, I wanted to share a quote by Buddha. And he says, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." I hope you found value in what we brought you today. I hope that gives you more of an insight or um, more interest in paying attention to your mind and what you are feeding your mind all day long. Back to you, Dunya.
Thanks again, guys. And we will be bringing more of these episodes every week. So stay tuned. And until next time.
Take care. Peace out.
Peace.